Welcome to another episode of Golden Nuggets, Tips and Tales, powered by Property Finder. This is where we uncover the untold stories behind the region's top real estate professionals. And because there's a great story behind every lead and listing, we're shining a spotlight and going behind the scenes with Property Finder SuperAgents, whose journeys are packed with hard-earned lessons, bold moves, and powerful takeaways you won't forget. We are back today with Charbel Abi Saad, one of Property Finder's SuperAgents working at Engel Völkers. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Silvia.
Now, this job as a real estate agent, it's very rewarding.
Yes.
Financially, it's a good career, lots of connections and so on. But there is like a heart-melting element to it as well, because you are, because I don't, I'm retired now from it, but you're making dreams come true. And
Correct.
You're placing people in their homes where they're going to build memories, they're going to have lots of happy moments.
Correct.
Could you tell me about a time when you felt really proud being a real estate agent?
Yes. To be honest with you, Silvia, most of the agents in Dubai, most of the people working in Dubai in this industry, we're facing like international people coming. We're not connected to them, like they're not family members. Most of the clients, like 95% of the people we actually interact with on a daily basis who inquired of properties who we meet, they're not people that we know from like 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Or you'd probably never meet them
we never met
unless
them.
you're in this job. Yeah.
Correct. So we are used to the scenario that we're available at the transaction. Congratulations, we're happy, we're helping them. But eventually after that, from time to time, we meet, we say hi. It's not like a day-to-day or week-to-week relationship.
Because you are building connections or initial connections with strangers at the beginning. And then some of them become friends, family even.
Correct.
Yeah.
100%. All of this was great until you've actually helped someone who you really know for like 15, 20 years. You help them find their perfect home, their perfect property.
Now that could be a tricky one because it's like, you know, they say don't mix business with pleasure or don't mix your personal with business. So what's the pressure like when you're trying to help someone you know very well find a home?
There is quite high dose of pressure. Eventually our profession is to help people. You help people to find their perfect home. You're happy, they're happy. Especially when you're working with someone, like I was saying, that you know, like for 10, 15 years, you're trying to find the best home for them. You don't care about the time, you don't care about how much time you spend, you just want to find them the best home for them. So a story about one of the people who I've helped is actually the brother of my best friend. I've known this guy for the last 15 years. He called me, my brother is searching for a home in Dubai, can you please help us? I told him, absolutely. We searched for properties for weeks. We have a huge trust between each other. And I was very happy we found what they're looking for.
To rent or buy?
No, to buy. So they bought the property. We were together all the time on the transaction, step by step. And then later on, when they bought the property, after a couple of weeks, I revisited them just as a normal visit like we used to do every 2-3 weeks. The furniture was in, the family was in. And I was looking really how the kids were playing in the house. They are sitting, having a barbecue, enjoying the home that they bought. And it really, at this point of time, I realized, well, what a great profession we are in. If you help people, most of the agents are not with the client after the transaction. So at their home, for sure. They know them, they say hi from time to time, but they are not into their day-to-day life. When you see how people are attached to a property they're buying, you can really feel how a good of a profession is.
It's a bit like, what's that, Scarface? Al Pacino in Scarface, when he's sitting in the jacuzzi and he's like, who put this thing together? Me, that's who.
Correct.
Is that how you felt when you were sitting there
Yeah.
at this barbecue? Like, this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for me.
You can feel that, but not to that level. You know, you were very happy. You were very happy because if you think from a perspective that you're helping someone, the results would be remarkable.
Yeah. And was that the point where it was like, I'm not just doing my job, this is someone's life.
Yeah, this is the moment that changed everything. Before that, of course, we were taking care of the clients like top from A to Z. But when after the transfer, when you're engaged in the process and you see someone living in the property that you're the one who advised the client to, you feel a proud moment. You think that really a moment like this can change your career.
And did you do anything differently throughout the process with that, with your friends or your best friend's brother, that you might not necessarily do with a regular client, either from a service perspective or...
No, service-wise, it was the same.
Exactly the
Because
same, yeah.
as a client, whether he's a friend, family, brother, or a strange client, professional to the 100%, finding the right property and thinking of helping them. From a personal perspective, that someone that you know, and you know that the relationship will continue, yes, you will try to be emotionally more attached to the transaction, emotionally more. But professionally, it's 100% the same.
Okay. And what did that emotional connection look like? What were you more concerned about or worried about or emotionally attached to?
I was worried about one thing. Usually, whenever we advise someone to buy a certain property, we do all the checks on the property. Sometimes we bring a company to do maybe check the property from top to bottom, snagging anything that might be wrong, because we don't want to buy something that has any problem and this problem will carry on. I was just only worried about one thing, that anything we might not see or find out, and after a month or two, something will come up and
they'll blame you.
Correct. This is what I didn't want to. I want everything to be like 100%. And even more than 100%.
So did you get one of those snagging surveys
absolutely.
done? Because that's very common in the UK. Well, in fact, it's mandatory in the UK. Before you buy a property that's being mortgaged, a survey will be done. Building survey, checking the condition, checking for damp, checking for woodworm, all sorts of things, so that you can make an informed decision to continue with this transaction or adjust the price. Is that something that you'd recommend everybody in Dubai to do?
Unless for sure, if you're buying something brand new, handed over like 2 weeks ago, for sure, if you want to buy a property in any community which has been available for the last 4 or 5 years, you definitely need to bring a company. They will do the snagging for you. They will check, because you don't want to buy something that has a problem. And this problem will be on your head.
Because on the viewing, there's only so much you can see with your 2 eyes.
Correct.
But you need to get professionals in to have a look at the ACs, the plumbing and electrical. And of course, when it comes to off-plan, you're covered by the defect liability period. So DLP, 1 year. So it's 1 year from date of completion that you are covered when it comes to electrical, plumbing, or any defects in the unit. You can report it to the developer. You're covered. It's like a warranty to some degree. And the building itself has a 10-year structural guarantee or defect liability period. What do they call it? Major structural. It's handled by the developer for 10 years. So there's that kind of certainty. But when it comes to ready property, you should inspect a little bit deeper.
You will win out of it. You will not lose by inspecting.
And in such a high stakes, commission driven industry, how do you, with all your clients, how do you stay connected to that human side of the job?
It's very easy to be driven by commission. It's very easy. And if you're driven by commission, you will not reach anywhere, because always a client can know and can smell whenever you're thinking about a commission.
They call it commission breath.
Commission breath, 100%. 100%. If you're driven by that, this is not a profession for you.
What's your advice to home seekers when it comes to finding an agent who does care, who it's more than just commission?
By asking the right questions. Whenever they ask a question, and whenever the buyer will answer with an honest way about everything to their agent, and their agent will cooperate and link these questions or these answers to the right property, you can know it. And if there's a good opportunity, it's fine to be rushed a bit. But if there's not an important opportunity and the agent is always rushing, it's not always a good option to do. I can swear to you, Silvia, a lot of agents, they call me sometimes, they tell me my client is looking anywhere between a 3 and a 4 bedrooms. I don't know, but I will advise them for the 4 bedroom because it's higher commission. I said, I don't work with you. No, it's an ending loop. You will not find the right property for your client, and the client won't be happy. Don't think about the commission, think about helping your clients. Whenever they're happy, you will get paid.
Okay, well, thank you for that lovely little tale, Charbel. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Catch all of Charbel's other episodes, and while you're at it, binge the whole season.